very young lady invited me to the charismatic prayer group a couple of years ago. And at that time, I was not practicing the faith. I was not going to Mass, but I had an emptiness in my heart. And I was searching for the Lord. I did not know that at that time. And the Lord was searching for me, really. And this young lady invited me to the charismatic prayer group. And I went after about 2 or 3 weeks that she invited me to go, and I didn't go. But finally, out of my emptiness of heart, not knowing where I would turn next, I attend the charismatic prayer group with a friend. And the people in the prayer group come at the end, and they ask us if they want to pray over us. And I said yes, it's okay to pray. And they impose hands on us, and they start invoking the Holy Spirit. And I had a very powerful experience of the power of God's love. And I felt the Lord asking me something. I believe I saw God's face, and He looked at me. He said something to me. And at that moment, my whole life changed. I went back to the sacraments, daily Mass, started adoration, and I had 2 baptisms in the Holy Spirit. And the young lady that invited me to the prayer group is our mother founders back then. And that prompting of the Holy Spirit said something to me in my heart, that God was asking more of me, something else that I did not know. I would say that was the beginning of a journey. Following God's prompting. What is He calling me? What does He want? So we had different missions at that time in the parish that we attended. And one of the missions that year was we were invited to go to a mission trip in the Dominican Republic. And our mother founders was there. At that time, we did not exist as a community as we do today, actually. And we went to the mission trip. We worked very, very strongly there with the poor. And in that mission trip, we went to consecrate to Our Lady everything, and have sometimes a reflection at a little chapel there in La Victoria, Our Lady of Schoenstatt, in Schoenstatt Chapel. So we consecrated ourselves to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, to Mary's heart. And as you might know, when we go to Schoenstatt, there's an exchange of hearts. You give Our Lady your heart, and Our Lady gives you her heart. And that was a very important moment for me in my life, because after the consecration to Our Lady, came back to Miami, I knew it was something more deeper that the Lord was asking me. It was not just to serve in a prayer group, or serve in a mission, or serve in an apostolate, but I felt God calling me to give Him my whole life. Everything I have, my heart, everything. And I really wasn't sure how to do that. I never grew up with a religious. I never saw a religious. But I always say that if I would have met a religious when I was a child, I would have followed that religious. So God knows why, He waits. So the year after that, we went to the mission trip again, and this time with a little bit more people. And that was a very special year, because our mother foundress went with us as well in that mission trip. And that was the year in Schoenstatt, in that same chapel, that she consecrated, gave her heart to Our Lady, exchange of hearts, but she professed there her private vows. She gave her life completely. It was the opening, it was the foundation of our charism, of our institute. And I was there in that chapel at the end. It was a small chapel, and I was at the end of the pew. And what I was experiencing all that year before, it was a grace from God, and I knew that this is it. This is what I needed to do. The same thing she did. The yes that she gave, I needed to say yes to the Lord, to give the Lord my whole life, everything I had, everything I am. I didn't have anything physically at all, but who I was to follow her, and whatever that was. But I knew it was a journey of love, and a journey with Jesus and Mary. And there was a lot of joy in my heart. There was a lot of joy, and just the joy was a confirmation for me. This is it. This is what I want to do. It's just so joyful. But it was not a sentimental joy. It was a joy from the heart, from the Spirit, from God. So that was the beginning of a journey. Well, I really, really believe God has a beautiful future for us. And no matter what no matter what we see around us, it will be accomplished. It will be done. And it requires all of our fiats and our yeses. And God's mercy is always with us. God's will always be done. And we have a very special, unique institute in charism. And as our mother foundress so often tells us, we are chosen for these times. This is our time. This is our time. And this is our time to grow, to flourish, and to be holy. And there's no fear of the future, because God, His will is done. If we say yes, we are obedient like Our Lady, His will be done faster.